All right, guys, so this is the video for the continuation of section 2.3. All right, I know that we were not able to finish 2.3 last time, so I made this video and hopefully it will help you as we finish up this section. So this is page 119. When the denominator of a quotient of radicals is a binomial, use the difference of squares to rationalize the denominator. So in this case, as you can see, you have this fraction. The difference between this fraction and the previous ones that you have been doing is that now there are two radicals in the denominator. One, two, right? What would be the best way to deal with this? And to get rid of those two binomials, you need to multiply the whole expression by the conjugate of the denominator. The conjugate, as you can see here, of a binomial expression is to come up with the same two terms in the binomial, except that the second term will have the opposite sign as the original binomial. Meaning to say, if this is your original binomial, the conjugate would be this one. They have the same first terms, but the second terms, they have different signs. Okay? So in this case, this one is your denominator. The conjugate would be this one. And then you just do um, FOIL. And since these two, for some of you who will notice, is actually going to give you the difference of two squares. So this 3 is the result of root of 5 times root of 5, this one here, all right, which is going to be root of 25, which is 5, minus root of 2 times root of 2, which is root of 4, which is just 2. So that 3 is actually the result of 5 minus 2, all right, for the denominator. While the numerator, you just did the distributive property here. Makes sense? Okay, let's take a look at the exam, check our understanding. All right, so here, simplify this one, first one. So as you look at this one, the conjugate would be to look at, or to solve this using the conjugate would be to multiply this by another fraction that would have this, or the conjugate of that denominator for the top and the bottom. All right, so that would be 3 root, okay, 3 root of 2 plus 4, and same for the top. Why is it 3 root of 2 plus 4? Because they have to have the same two terms as what you have in the original binomial, except that the second term would have opposite signs. The denominator would be the difference of two squares. So really, you don't even need to do FOIL. You just multiply the first terms, 3 root of 2 times 3 root of 2. So these two, okay, these two would be multiplied. And that's like 3 root of 2 multiplied by itself. That would be 9 root of 4. The middle terms, O, the outside and the inside terms would cancel out. All right, just do it yourself. And then the last terms would be multiplied, these two. It's like 4 times itself, which is 16. All right. While the top, you have to expand. All right. So 4 times 3 root of 2, that would be 12 root of 2. All right. Next one. Oops, sorry. 12 root of 2. So 12 root of 2 for that one. While the next one would be this, as you do FOIL, the outside. All right. So this and this. Okay. So that would be plus 16, while the inside would be these two. That would be 6 root of 12, while the last terms, which are these two, would be plus 8 root of 6. And then let us simplify. 12 root of 2 is just 12 root of 2. 16 is just 16. 6 root of 12 is going to be 6 times the root of 4 times 3. 12 is 4 times 3, right? Now, 4 has a square root, which means you can take it out. You multiply it by the 6 here, so that means 6 times 2 is 12. 12 root of 3 plus 8 root of 6. 9 root of 4 is just, this one is going to be a 2 times 9 is 18 minus 16. Okay? Equals 12 root of 2 plus 16 plus 12 root of 3 plus 8 root of 6 over 2. Now, guys, please do not cancel these two with this one. You have to factor out a 2 from all of the terms in the numerator before you can cancel out the denominator, which means if you are to factor a 2 from the top, that would be 6 root of 2 plus 8 plus 6 root of 3 plus 4 root of 6 all over 2. And now you can cancel out the denominator, this one, and now cancels out with this one. And what is the final answer? This 6 root of 2 plus 8 plus 6 root of 3 plus 4 root of 6. So hopefully you were able to get that. And if it is unclear, kindly rewind this video. I'm going to go to letter B. So for letter B, what are we going to be multiplying this by? So this means that we are going to be multiplying it by the conjugate of the denominator, which would be 3 root of 2 minus 2 root of 3. The same two terms, except that I am switching the signs. The numerator would have the same one. Okay? Now, the denominator, I'm just doing the denominator first because I think I want you to get a feel of how the conjugate works. So 3 root of 2 times 3 root of 2, that would be 9 root of 4. And I told you, since this is going to be the difference of two squares, I wouldn't even do the outside and inside terms because they will cancel out. So the last terms only. 2 root of 3 times 2 root of 3, that would be negative 4 root of 9. Okay? I know that that will cancel out later on, or we can simplify that. Let's do that later. Let's look at the top. FOIL. 2 root of 3 times 3 root of 2, that would be 6 root of 6. This and this. 2 root of 3 times negative 2 root of 3, that would be negative 4 root of 9. And then inside these two, minus 12 root of 12. And then the last terms right here, plus, because negative times negative would be positive, plus 8 root of 18. Okay, let's continue. The denominator, if I simplify this 9 root of 4 would be 9 times 2. Root of 4 is 2 times 9 is 18. Root of 9 is 3 times 4 is 12 minus 12. The numerator would be 6 root of 6. Now, this one, I think I can simplify. Root of 9 is 3 times 4 minus 12. This 12 here can be turned into 4 times 3. And the 4 would have a square root, which is 2, which will be multiplied by this 12, which gives you minus 24 root of 3. This 18 can be simplified into 9 times 2, which means that the 9 has a square root, which is 3, multiplied by the 8 would give you a 24. And then what's left inside? 2. Okay. Now, the radicals are all different. This is a 6, this is a 3, this is a 2. They are not going together. They're not like terms. Now, the denominator will have a 6, right? So take a look at this. This one becomes a 6, isn't it? So what if we are able to factor out a 6 from the top, from the numerator, so we can get rid of the denominator, which means the 6 is factored out. So for this first term, when it's factored out, I will have root of 6. For the second term, when it's factored out, I will have minus 2. For the third term, when it's factored out, that would be minus 4 root of 3. for the fourth term when it's factored out plus 4 root of 2. And you are going to divide it by 6. And now you can actually cancel out these two. Okay? So let's just verify our answers. Our answer, the answer is root of 6 minus 2 minus 4 root of 3 plus 4 root of 2. And that is the end of this video. Thank you.